20 years ago, blackouts from Detroit to New York City took out much of the Northeast, leaving an estimated 55 million people without power. Now, 20 years later, what's changed to keep it from happening again? Our Tom Kowalski wanted to find out. Tom, you spoke with First Energy today, who were at the start of the blackouts 20 years ago. So what is different today?
Well, Mike, First Energy says there's been quite a few improvements, but one of the biggest ones has simply been keeping trees near their power lines trimmed to prevent interference. But here's what else First Energy has done to prevent a repeat of 2003. It's hard to imagine a day where you don't use electricity. But 20 years ago, that was the reality for an estimated 55 million people, following a combination of overgrowth, software bugs, and human error from a First Energy system control room in Akron, Ohio.
Electricity travels at the speed of light, and so these things unfolded, in a matter of seconds, and very quickly had got into other areas outside of Ohio, outside of Pennsylvania.
Todd Myers with First Energy says the company's come a long way since then. So after 20 years, what has changed to make sure a blackout of that magnitude never happens again?
Vegetation management is probably one of the best tools that First Energy and Penelec has. Getting out there and trimming trees proactively, and people don't always like that because they don't like to see their trees trimmed or removed, but we have to maintain the integrity of these corridors and lines.
And Myers says the improvements don't stop there.
First Energy has a program where we're upgrading lines, rebuilding lines, putting new equipment in substations. And it's called Energizing the Future. It started maybe roughly about 10 years ago, and we've spent probably 8 or 9 billion over the last decade or less. Nothing runs today without electricity. It's paramount to keep hospitals open, to keep public safety facilities open, to keep businesses open. So many of us work at home. We couldn't do this without electricity, what we're doing right now.
Now, First Energy trims trees near power lines on a 4-year cycle, meaning every 4 years, you should see them outside your home trimming the trees near power lines. But they say they're constantly on the lookout for any other potential hazards. Live in the studio, Tom Kowalski, Erie News Now.